Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Pick a Books. I'm Komal and in today's video I'll be doing a mid-year book freakout challenge. We are in the 6th month of 2021 and I thought it's a perfect time to do this challenge where I reflect onto my 2021 reads. So let's begin. The first question is, how much have you read? In terms of books, I have read around 20 books, and in terms of pages, I have read around 7,000 pages. So in an average, it's equal to 400 pages per book, which is good because compared to last year, it was around 250 pages per book. Although I'm lagging in my challenge, I was supposed to read around 24 to 25 books and I've read around 20 books. So there's a lag of around 4 to 5 books, and the reason being that I am reading a lot of thick books. In a month I'm reading at least one book that is over 600 pages, so I guess the lag is justified over here. As far as my reading is concerned, the quantity of books does not matter much to me than the quality. That's why I'm trying to read the books that I would not have read otherwise. But I am hoping to complete 52 books this year, so let's see. And the next question is, what are my current reads? My current reads involve 2 books. First one is 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel. It's a really good book on startups and how to build business. He also gives examples of various business that were established during the dot-com bubble. Although I feel the book could have been structured a little, but maybe I feel that because I'm listening to that as an audiobook. 2 hours of the audiobook is remaining and then I'll be done with the book. And the next book I'm reading is the 3rd book in the series, A Song of Ice and Fire, A Storm of Swords, Part 1, Steel and Snow. I think that is the right name of the book. I just started it today and have read around 5 pages, I guess. I really needed a space outside Game of Thrones atmosphere, and I was delaying starting this book, but today I finally gave that up and I started this book, and I'm hoping to complete it by the end of this month. And the next question is, best books you have read so far? There are 2 such books. First is Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. It's a member of the company Nike. This book has to be among my top 10 favorite books of all time. It is brilliantly written and I thoroughly enjoy reading this book. I will recommend this book to everyone, and I have made a separate video on this book about the 4 lessons I have learned from this book, so I will put it over here somewhere. And the next book is A Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf. This was the first book that I read by her and I am totally smitten by her writing. This book is under 100 pages, but it is so much more profound. If you are a writer, if you are starting to write or even thinking to write something one day, then read this book and let Virginia Woolf inspire you to write like her one day. And the next question is, biggest disappointment. It is Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I really enjoyed reading this book till 200 pages, but later on I completely lost interest in this book, and it is not because of the author's writing but because of the setting, and it did not really work for me. I thought I would like this book at some point after 200 pages, and I went on reading the book and I ended up completing the book and not liking the book. And the next question is, biggest surprise. It has to be Anxious People by Frederick Backman. I knew I would like this book because it's Backman, obviously, but I was surprised by the plot with all the interconnected stories along with Backman's writing and this plot. It's just pure magic. And the next question is, new favorite author. There are 2 such authors. The first one is George R.R. Martin. There are only 2 authors where I feel how messed their brains must be to produce the books that they have written. They are Stephen King and next is George R.R. Martin. I would want to look at how his brain looks like because he has created this whole Game of Thrones series with so many complex storylines, so many complex characters, and everyone different from each other. And it's really not possible for a human brain to comprehend all that George R. R. Martin has written. And the next author is Virginia Woolf. I don't know how to describe her writing. It is like eating a piece of cake and you don't want it to end. You just want to savor it and you want that aftertaste in your mouth. Virginia Woolf's writing is something like that. I read A Room of One's Own by her and it is less than 100 pages. But I wouldn't mind reading an extended part of that essay where Virginia Woolf talks on and on about women, fiction, a room of her own. She is one of the authors that inspires me to write and I cannot wait to read all of her books. The last question is goals for the rest of the year. Before I answer these questions, I want to reflect on how my reading has been over these 6 months. My reading was a lot more intentional, a lot more meaningful, and I was really conscious about the books that I pick. I was rarely influenced by other people recommending me books. It's not a bad thing, but I wanted to prioritize what I want to read first, because previous years have seen that I would leave all the books that I'm reading currently and I would jump on to the books that people recommended. And I would just leave these books as it is, but I didn't want other recommendations to hamper my current reads. I finish whatever I want to read and then I'll move on to the books that people have recommended me to read. There was a time when I ran out of all the short books and the books that were left were more than 400 pages. I was really intimidated by that and I wanted to change that habit. So in 2021, I thought I'll read at least one thick book a month and I went on to read 4 thick books. 2 were more than 600 pages and 2 were more than 800 pages. So I'm really happy about this. So coming to the question, goals for the rest of the year. First is reading consistently. There are days where I read 100 pages and there are days where I read 0 pages and I do not like that phase. I want to read at least a certain number of pages every day so I don't overburden myself while I am finishing a book or at the end of the month. And the next goal is reading books by different authors. At the start of 2021, I made a bingo chart of 16 new authors that I want to read in 2021 and I have read around 4 such authors. So I want to keep up this goal and read all the remaining 12 new authors. And the next goal is to read more of Indian literature. In 2021, I have read only 1 book by an Indian author and I am not proud about that. So I want to change that and I want to read more by Indian authors. And the last goal is to try out some reading challenges. I have done a 24-hour readathon and reading 100 pages a day for the next 7 days. But I cannot keep up with those challenges and I leave them midway. I don't want to do that. Maybe in the next 6 months, I will try out some of these challenges and do them religiously. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching and I hope you guys enjoy watching this video. Let me know in the comments down below some of the answers to these questions and I'll see you in my next video. Until then, take care. Bye bye.